So I still can record regardless of whether or not I'm online or not. That's good to know. I'm not sure if you guys remember this place. This is the theater room. I don't know, I think I got this idea from the Shawshank Redemption, because I know that 8 had a theater room too, and I was like, let's add this one there. And on top of that, it's like behind the laundry. So you have to go through the entire laundry just to go in there. I feel like maybe there should be like a door. Or something, you know, like a door that's just like... I didn't keep it like blocked off, but... especially like right here, so then it actually does look good. Or like it looks like fitting. Because then it turns into this, like right after that part, so... yeah. And I feel like using... I don't feel like using this door. Thought it was a different one. Thought it was... this one. The spruce door. Let's do it like that. And there we go. That's some of it done. They're probably gonna be like, what the hell? Is this hello neighbor? Like, why is this like long walkway just here for no reason? I really feel like I should talk about something serious. Like, while I'm on this, like, trying to do this YouTube stuff. Because even though I'm not like shit right now, and I don't like have any money to get like new stuff, I just feel like this is the easiest way to go about anything in the world right now. Because the world right now is it's pretty corrupted, you know. Like, it's not even pretty corrupted, it's very corrupted. Everything is corrupted. Even the people are corrupted because of what's going on with social media and what's going on with, like, just everything, you know. Because even people lie to people, and that's pretty corrupted, you know. Every post that they post, that's corrupted. Because it's just trying to, you know, it's trying to make you happy, you know. And that's what's wrong with objectifying happiness, you know. That's why a lot of girls don't like good guys. Because they always try to objectify the happiness. But now, it's just more, like, seen on a grand scale. Like, they'll objectify their happiness out of, whether it be, making money now. Like, you know, making posts. And those posts are obviously lies. It's like, dude, come on. Can't you just be yourself? Can't you just be honest with who you is? And some people, I don't think, can really answer that. I don't know what I'm doing right here. I just feel like it belongs here. Yes, daddy. Alright. Anyways. Yeah, like, the internet, it's fucked up. It's a fucked up place to be right now. I just got done watching this video of Tunde. And Tunde is this dude who talks about, the world and just where it's at currently. Is basically what he does. And he tells you stuff you just wouldn't normally know. Like how most of the buildings in Dubai are built by slaves, or, you know, Instagram models that are just, you know, trying to get people to wank off, so then they can, you know, so I don't know, they make money off of that, you know. That's where it all went wrong. When we turned social media into a business, that's when it all got fucked up, you know. That's when it got fucked up. Because we turned social media into a business. And now everybody can just get paid off of it. And to be honest, like, you don't want to be mad at that, but I just feel like it should be, you know, reserved for more of, like, the higher ups. Like, it should be, like, that hierarchy. That, like, the higher, you know, the more subscribers you get, the better. But since there's so many people doing this, there shouldn't be money for everyone off of that, you know? It shouldn't be designed, especially if it's just designed to lie, and people aren't making, like, original content anymore. Like, even a lot of, like, YouTubers, like, even the good YouTubers, don't make good content, like, at all. I remember watching Markiplier when I was a kid, and how genuine his reactions to the video games he was playing actually was, or were. It was hilarious, you know? Like, I remember when he would play Evil Within, and he was, like, yelling at the dude because he couldn't sprint for more than 3 seconds, or 4 seconds. That was hilarious. But now it's like he acts, like, super retarded. Like, he acts like he has to be retarded in his like stuff, like in his videos, just so then it looks like it makes, like, I don't know, that's supposed to be humor. And I'm like, bro, that stuff does not make me laugh, like, at all. I don't like laughing at that. Let me see if I can put this somewhere else. I just don't. For me, that didn't make any sense. If anything, it should be like more like right. Oh, okay, yeah, no, more like right here. Fuck. Okay, more like right here. Yes. Damn it. There we go. Damn. Alright, that works. That works just a little bit. That makes it like stick in just a little bit, you know, it puts it together just a bit. But yeah, the internet right now, don't be on it, you know. Even if you're watching this, I mean, thank you, seriously. You're giving me your attention. Like, whoa, bro. Thanks, fam. Thanks, girl. You know, all that shit. But yeah. Yeah, you know. Just don't be on it. It's a bad thing to be on. And while we're at it, while we're here just talking about nonsense, let's talk about God. You know? Let's talk about a little bit of theology, if you will. That stuff right there is crazy. Alright? I've been watching like a lot of things about YouTube and how they're always talking about what, you know, like how nothing exists and everything else is like fake, you know. This is like real stuff that like old philosophers used to talk about. Like they would always sit there and they would always talk about how nothing is real and everything else is fake, you know. They were solipsists. Solipsism, that's the philosophy that they follow, and that is to believe that the only thing that is real are the mental events, like the direct mental event, you know. How you take it like mentally is what's real versus the reality that's impermanent, you know, the one that you die in, it's an illusion. It's all fake. You're here to enjoy it for now, you know. It's not gonna last forever. So you really do have to enjoy it, and it's fundamentally miserable. Just to add that on there, you know, life is miserable. It really is. But you need that misery. Don't forget that. You need misery to conjure up a will in. Because without it, you wouldn't want to do good. And honestly, it's much harder to do good than it is to do bad. And that's why God is who he is. Because it's way, you know, people always think about God as like some servant. You know? That's what they make out of him. And I'm like, you know, it's God. He's not necessarily like supposed to just do what you want just because it made you feel bad. You know? People do need to learn how to take responsibility for their own actions. I guess that's all I'm trying to say. People just need to learn how to take responsibility for their own actions versus, you know, blaming everything else on it. Oh, yeah, no, we can't do that. No, we can't do that. But, yeah, you know, people need to learn how to take responsibility for their own actions, you know. And when someone does try to take responsibility for their own actions, give them the chance to redeem themselves, you know. You should give people, like, a second chance. But, you know, don't trust them with everything, you know. Don't trust them with everything. Trust people with themselves, not with, you know, your happiness. Because when you do that, you're gonna depress yourself, like, no matter what. You really will. If your happiness depends on someone else, you're gonna be pretty fucking miserable because you think your happiness is like, you have to work for your happiness, you know? That's depressing. That's depressing. Kids don't have to do that. Kids are still learning, and that's exactly why, you know? If you ever get into a relationship, you gotta know that you'll never fully know that person. And you gotta fall in love with the fact that you can always learn them every day. If you did that kind of stuff, then like, yeah, that's what I think love is. You know, that's just what I think. That's how I would make out love. Just that, you know? But these people nowadays, like, they don't really understand that, because people don't really have the attention span to give each other, that kind of love. Just to talk to each other about anything, you know, about anything. And it's hard to, I don't know, it's just really hard to talk about, like, to have like spontaneous conversations, and with women always being bored, like, all the time, and guys being like genuine. Like, I mean, like, most guys, like a lot of good guys especially, are like boring. Like, that's just facts, I know, I think that's just how it is. Good guys are pretty boring. And that's because women always want, like, they want life to be an adventure. And, you kind of have to be on an adventure, not just doing your own thing, not just providing, you have to be content with your tongue. You have to know how to talk to each other, If the communication isn't there, then I don't even know why you're fucking around with them. A lot of people literally just do it to hit, and it's like, that's pretty sad, because it's not respectful, like, in any way at all. But, I guess that has nothing, I mean, well, I tried to talk about God, it turned into love. That's how you know the two are related. But, God, that guy is made of, like, nothing. Like, that's how I think of it. He's made of absolutely nothing. But, there's potential in that nothing, that's God, the potential in nothing. So, like, the potential in the future, right now that's nothing, but when it happens, and it does, it usually does, and, that moment carries on, whether it be formed from an idea or from an action. I mean, that's the potential, you really have to be content with very, very little to, like, really know what, like, God is made out of, because he's the nothingness that exists, Why everybody's always saying nothing exists, yeah, that's God, by the way. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. At least that's just what I think, okay? Look, I can't confirm anything, but I used to do a lot of meditating. I've had plenty of spiritual experiences myself. I've done shrooms, I've done acid. I had a spiritual experience off of music one time. I had a pretty spiritual experience just staring at myself in a mirror. And those are moments I don't think I'll ever forget. It's hard to, like, think back on it, though. It gets, like, foggy, like, thinking back on it, but, like, I just know it happened. Because it was such a powerful feeling, and I was like, whoa, I've never felt this way. And I grew up to be very, like, distant from people. Like, very, very distant. I grew up, I didn't really, I don't know, man. When I grew up, I just didn't do... I wasn't interactive. I didn't talk to a lot of people. I was really distant. I stayed to myself most of the time. And yeah, I don't know. That's how I grew up. There was something, like, wrong with me. And to me, it wasn't anything wrong, but it's just that I was in attention deficit. And nobody, like, was ever able to tell that I was actually just, like, an attention deficit, People sort of just ignored it. Well, they didn't really ignore it. It was more just like they didn't really know that I was an attention deficit. But, yeah, dude. Growing up, I was really antisocial. I only had, like, maybe one or two friends, like, every year. I didn't really, like, gain friends until, like, maybe middle school and high school. That was when I actually started having friends. And even the friends I was with were, like, losers, Like, they were people who weren't trying to, like, they weren't obsessed with being the best. And that's what I loved about losers. And I still, like, talk to losers to this day, I look like a really handsome man that should have, like, power. But, I'm actually, like, I love losers, I'm sort of, I would consider myself a loser, but, other people would probably get mad at me for saying that shit. Because I'm actually pretty smart. I'm actually a really cool winner. And that's because I just believe in the lowest of the low. That's just what I believe in. I don't know why I'm just talking about this, just going in this one room. Usually I do tours of the prison because I really want people to play this, and then, I don't know, it could be turned into, like, a whole hide and seek, to be honest. Like, it could be turned into a hide and seek, and the prisoners can hide, and the cops can come and like find them, or we can like play regular cops and robbers with like role play and word play especially. I don't know. I just want to have like a good time. I grew up watching a lot of Sky Does Minecraft, playing Prison Worlds and that shit. There's nothing. I don't know. It was just hilarious how they had fun. I still have friends that still play Minecraft, so they know I'm on shit. But it's just I don't know. I should probably text them honestly. Be like, hey, y'all trying to play some Minecraft? Hmm. Well, I guess that's all I really wanted to get off my chest. The world needs like a hell of a lot more love. I mean, I know this wasn't like really a funny video. Usually, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't fucking know. But yeah. Get off the internet. You should like delete Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat and like any other app that just consumes your time. Except for YouTube, because YouTube is something you will just get off of. I mean, you don't want to watch everything on YouTube, even though you could. But I don't know. Even YouTube gets boring. Like just watching like the same stuff over and over again. I feel like I have like 3 things I watch. And that's Long Beach Griffey, because he's hilarious. I watch Baseball Doesn't Exist and Tunde, because he talks about the serious shit in reality that a lot of people tend to ignore. I'm surprised a lot of these like content creators aren't like pushing out like the reality that they live in, and why they aren't like trying to start like a revolution, you know? You know, with that kind of like influence, it's completely possible. I don't have any influence. If I did have influence, I would be doing that right now, but I don't. As of right now, okay? Okay? Okay. Alright. Okay, alright. Alright. Okay. Alright, okay. Wait a second, let me see if I can do this. 153, 93, 203. 50, 50, 50. Oh no, wait, that's 60. Tripping. But yeah, honestly, I feel I should like express my theories on consciousness right now. And honestly, I believe in consciousness to be like an attribute of God, or like of the universe. Because I mean, like a lot of people, especially cult leaders, are always like, I mean, an inner voice came and told me to do these things. And sometimes there is like a real inner voice that tells you to do stuff, but sometimes it can just be a thought, and it's more about, you know, sometimes it can be about how attached to the thought you are that's only speaking to you. And, you know, sometimes it's just your thoughts, sometimes it's like an intentional internal dialogue, and if it were to literally use it to rape people, it was definitely your fault. Like, you made the decision to do that, because consciousness is the ability to distinguish, it's the awareness actually, that distinguishes good from bad within the universe. And a lot of people try to ignore consciousness, a lot of people try to fight it, because they don't want to be good. You know, it's literally an inner guide that teaches you how to be good. That's literally what it is. And a lot of people, they believe in, they'll hear it, but a lot of people just don't, like, I don't know what I'm trying to say here. A lot of people only listen to their genitals, I guess, and then sit there and say, oh, well, God told me to do that. And it's like, no, God didn't. You know, consciousness is, I mean, consciousness is more of like a nomenon. An phenomenon is something that's just independent of all human nature. But you know, that's why it's like it's impossible to sit there and say that like, oh well, consciousness told you to rape somebody. No, it didn't. You were the only one with the power over your every conscious decision. And if you know, and you will always know that what you're doing is wrong. I mean, honestly, to sit there and say it's God just is just an excuse to try to validate yourself. It's a blatant lie. You did not want to rape somebody, and God definitely didn't want you to rape somebody because I know that guy. I have my own consciousness, you know? And that's what's wrong with solipsism because they always think that it's just one mind that exists. It's like, no, it's not. It's every mind that exists, you know? This is just a little bit of philosophy, analytical philosophy. I fucking love philosophy. It is beautiful, dude. A lot of people need to study that shit more. Just super saiyan. But consciousness though, yeah, I think that's an attribute of God. I think that stuff literally descends from the universe to help guide humans out of depravity, you know, out of the misery of life. Because it can be miserable, but it doesn't have to be miserable, you know? Like psychologically, it doesn't have to be miserable. Your physical life, it's always going to suffer, you know? You're going to get old, dude. You're going to get sick. You're going to catch diseases, you know? People around you are going to die. You know, it's just an extremist mindset, and it's good for you. You should always think like in terms of extremities, of like the worst, you know, of like the full front, just blown out, absolute worst. It's a good thing that you think like that. It's not a thought you should be paranoid of, because at the end of the day, that is your thought, and for you to be paranoid of yourself is completely illogical and delusional, which is why you should never be scared of your own thinking or your own thoughts. And you know, there's a way to switch up your mind's intention, because you can learn how to control your mind. Like you can learn how to control that, like you stem from a wholesome state of mind, not an unwholesome one. You know, and this kind of like bleeds into the nature versus nurture debate, you know, because you know how you're nurtured, it does affect you, but it isn't all of you. And nature is who you truly are, like who you fundamentally are. And that's why it's like it's a debate, because people think that I mean, good. It's good that those people should take responsibilities for the, you know, the harsh things that they did to you, but the but nature can overcome that. Like who you are, if you're just courageous enough and you have pride and you just believe in yourself, you can understand that like you didn't deserve that, nor do you deserve to be still crying over that one moment, you know? It's not necessarily, I wouldn't say it's not necessarily like the rape you have to apologize for. It's more of just the moment. It's the moment you have to apologize for. You know? It's not the person you have to apologize. I didn't mean to say the R word, because even then, I mean, how you take it is how you should take it, you know? There is no wrong feeling, and even if this isn't helping, I'm sorry. For real. That's not, like, it's a really sensitive topic. I shouldn't have said what I just said. But I'm just saying, you know, you gotta help yourself cope with it. You gotta forgive the moment. You know? You just gotta forgive the moment for yourself. Like, yes, you did let that happen, because that's the real reason you're mad. Because, like, how could I have let myself be so vulnerable and weak? How could I have let myself be so stupid? Why did I trust myself with that person? You know? And there are just bad people out here who will do you shady like that. But I mean, I'm trying to help. I might not be doing a good job, but you know, it's the moment you gotta forgive, not necessarily the person. Even though the person you should forgive, because you wouldn't want that happening to somebody else, and you'd want them you'd want to let them know that like what they're doing was wrong, and that there's always a better path. You know, you gotta let people, you know, especially the broken people who are forcing or who are desperate enough and liable enough to try to hurt you again just for their own personal gain or satisfaction is why you got to forgive them, so that, you know, they can learn not to do that to other people. To know that, like, look, we're not all bad, and that's what you got to prove to them. Because a lot of people do think that we're just all bad. Yeah. 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 So, yeah. And, yeah. Whoops, yeah. There we go. Yeah. 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 That's there too. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yep. That's there too. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's also there. Yeah. Actually, yeah. Yeah, I did add this. Yeah, so if you can get over here, yeah, you're peachy. So, yeah, you know. Yeah. That's strategically placed there for a reason. But that's just my thoughts on God. You guys should, like, tell me what you think about that, because I would love to know about what people do think about God. A lot of people blame it, like, on religion and Christianity. I really do believe that God is more of like a personal experience, and that through consciousness you can experience him, or through your pineal gland you can have spiritual experiences. I'm telling you, dude, I didn't lie when I sat there and said that, like, a lot of the things that I've seen that were like spiritual, like, that stuff was real. That's just, it's what I believe in. I do believe in God. That guy, that guy is my family. So, cha. But, you know, at the same time, I don't depend on him, you know, for anything. I'm my own person, you know. He gave me the power to live. You know, he gave me the will, the mind, the love to just go on and just, you know, think for yourself, to know yourself, you know? You know? That's what he gave you, you know? He gave you your emotions, and your emotions are like a physical way of of distinguishing good from bad. But, you know, it's to accept that everything that happens is completely natural. Like, everything that happens is natural because it did happen. It, you know, whether it be from his animalistic tendencies that he did not fulfill because, I don't know, he got rejected and he started hating himself, and then he started raping people, you know? That's just, I don't know, that's how that starts off, you know? You gotta learn how to forgive and love people so that they don't end up leaving. But at the same time, you can't mistake it for weakness, you know? Don't let it be weak. Because if you let it be weak, then, you're kind of, you know, like, that's just not something you want to trust, okay? That's all I'm trying to say. That's not something you'd want to trust, because some people they will try to, use that against you, you know? They'll think that, oh, this one girl didn't like me, so I went and I fucking raped her friend. Like, really, dude? That's disgusting. That's foul, dude. That's vile. That is, yeah, that's bad. You don't do that stuff just because you didn't get your way. Like, it wasn't that big of a deal. You didn't have to take it out on someone else. Like, are you that down bad? No. You're just a liar. I'm gonna make it so people can't get out of here. Actually, no. Yeah, I think it's already like that, to be honest. Yeah, it is like that, actually. What should I add right here? I feel like I just want to add something.